1 p.m. If you will please join me in silencing your cell phones at this time. We will begin our meeting with a moment of silence just to kind of cleanse our minds and clear our minds of our outside distractions and focus on today's meeting. So a moment of silence, please. Thank you. All right, next we will have two students, Maximus Mumal and Sashri Patel from our host school at our work session last evening, Matt Arthur Elementary School, who will lead our pledge. So Maximus and Sashri, please come forward. Thank you so much, Maximus and Sashri. Good job. All right, this month, our meeting will begin by recognizing the employees who have reached the milestone of serving 30 and 35 years for the Houston County School District. That's a lot of years. Our Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources and District Operations, Dr. Chris Brown, will MC today's Years of Service ceremony. So Dr. Brown, will you please come forward?
Good afternoon. Each year we set aside time to honor and celebrate employees who have dedicated 30, 35, and sometimes even 40 and 45 years of service to the Houston County School District. Today, it is my privilege to recognize each of you for reaching this incredible milestone of 30 and 35 years of service. Your dedication to our students and our district has played a vital role in helping us achieve our mission of high achievement for all through continuous growth. Remaining in one district for so many years speaks volumes about your commitment to our community. The impact you've had on students and colleagues alike is truly immeasurable. On behalf of the entire Houston County community, I want to express our deepest gratitude for the years of service you have given. Your hard work and dedication have shaped the countless lives, and we are proud to celebrate you today. It is with great pride that we present you with a small token of appreciation for all that you've done and continue to do for the Houston County School District. Honorees, as I call your name, please come forward to receive your Years of Service plaque from Dr. Mark Scott. You will enter the stage on the right and you will exit on the left. After leaving the stage, Dr. Richard Rogers has a special gift bag for you, and Mr. Brad Hamlin from HEA Federal Credit Union has an additional gift of appreciation. I will begin by recognizing the employees with 30 years of service. Kathleen Branch, Northside High School. Susan Campbell, Student Services. Sabrina Camo, Langston Road Primary School. Brooks Cumbie, Transition Academy. Karma Golden Hayes, Houston County High School. James Ham, Technology. We have from Fagan Mill Middle School, Andrea Jackson was unable to attend today. Let's give her a round of applause. Nikki Johnson, Miller Elementary. Kristen Keith, Lake Joy Elementary. Denise Maddox, Russell Elementary. Mike Martin, Warner Robins Middle School. Robin Martin, Kings Chapel Elementary. Bonnie McCarthy, Mount Arthur Elementary. Michael Minshew, Technology. Kathy Phillips, Perry High School. Judy Rignan, Westside Elementary School. Gloria Sandifer, Westside Elementary School. Mary Smith from Centerville Elementary was also unable to attend today, but please give her a round of applause. Finally, we will honor our employees with 35 years of service. I will begin with Mr. Robert Jones from Maintenance. And Terry Simpson, Langston Road Primary. Before we end our years of service ceremony, I would like to acknowledge our premier district sponsors who funded today's reception and provided gifts. Our sponsors are Development Authority of Houston County, Flint Energies, HEA Federal Credit Union, Houston Healthcare, Parrish Construction, the Roderick Group, Totem Benefit Solutions, and Yancey Bus Sales and Service. Congratulations and thank you for the many years of service you've provided. Please join me again with another round of applause for our honorees.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. On behalf of our entire Board of Education, you have our deepest appreciation for your countless hours, days, weeks, months, and years that you have served our school system, and we genuinely appreciate everything that you've done for the students and staff of the Houston County School District. Thank you again. That seems so insignificant to just say thank you, but we really sincerely appreciate each and every one of you. So once again, another round of applause. Okay, at this time, we will hear from 5 of our school principals who have brought special guests that they would like to introduce today. So the first school we'll begin with will be our host school from our work session last evening, which is Mount Arthur Elementary School, and their principal is Dr. Bree Harrell. So Dr. Harrell?
Thank you so much for having us here today, board members. We are so appreciative of you. It's School Board Appreciation Month, so we do thank you for all you do for us to make our school system the best. So today I have with me some amazing people. First, I have Max Mumau. Max is a 5th grader. He has been with us since 2nd grade, and here are some of the things his teacher said about him. He's always been kind and hardworking. He seeks to lead by a positive example. Max's teacher also can count on him to strive for excellence in the classroom. He enjoys some of the clubs he's in at school. He enjoys chess and pickleball. His favorite subject is social studies. And he says that he likes to learn about wars in social studies, so that's one of his favorite things. And in his spare time, Max loves spending time with his family. He said that going to the movies and the beach and playing card games and board games are his favorite things to do with his family. And he also likes to play Uno with his brother, and he is the champion. Max is the champion. And then he said that he thinks it's important how his family spends time together at dinner because they get to catch up on each other's lives. And I thought that was pretty insightful for someone in 5th grade to think about their family like that. So this is Max, and he's one of our amazing knights at the castle. And next we have another 5th grader. Her name is Sashri Patel, and Sashri is in 5th grade as well. She's a model student. She always gives her best. Her teacher says that she's kind to her classmates. She's been at Mount Arthur since pre-K, so she's been there for a long time. And she continues to show what it means to be a noble knight. She is a member of our jump rope team. She loves anything jump rope. She also likes learning. We have a sign language club because we have the deaf community students at our school. And so she's been learning some sign language so she can communicate with those students. So that's very honorable for a student to want to be in that club. Also, she loves social studies. so that's pretty exciting. And her favorite things at school are recess and art. She loves recess. So when she grows up, she wants to be an artist, and she said her favorite thing to do with her family is pizza nights. And she wants to be an artist, and she has shown tremendous growth this year, and her teachers are so proud of her. This is Sashri Patel. And next we have our Teacher of the Year. And our Teacher of the Year is Kimberly Strozier. She has now moved to the primary school because when we split, she was part of that move. So I've been missing her, so I was so glad to catch up with her today. But Ms. Strozier's been teaching for 21 years. She's a graduate of Northside High School, so she's a product of our school system. She has taught kindergarten, second grade, and she's currently an EIP reading teacher. She serves as a BST leader, a PLC leader. She's also on the RTI committee at her new school. She loves her job, and she said that she hopes it shows every single day, and it does. Every time you see her, she's got a smile on her face, and she can't wait to work with kids. So she's one of the model teachers for our school system. And her favorite hobbies when she's not at work is fishing and spending time with her family. This is Kimberly Strozier. I also have a 30-year employee, Bonnie McCarthy, wherever Bonnie is. She's amazing in our lunchroom. I love you, Bonnie.
Thank you, Dr. Harrell, and thank you also for your hospitality and to your staff for your hospitality last evening. We really appreciated it. Our next principal is Dr. Jay Jones, the principal of Houston County High School, and he will introduce his Bears.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the Board of Education. Again, I'll echo Dr. Harrell's sentiments. Thank you for all you've done for our school district and continue to do. Dr. Scott, thank you all for having us today. I've got two very special senior Bears here with me today. I'm going to begin with Mr. Chavis Taylor Smith. Chavis is a 2-year track athlete in long jump, triple jump, runs the 4x100 relay. He's also a 4-year member of our football team. I was elected a captain by his peers as a senior this year. He was also elected because of the kind of young man he is and the character that he has. He was elected by his fellow players to be on the Football Leadership Council. That group, just so you guys know, is in charge of maintaining player character, player development of the young kids in the program, and also handles player discipline from internally in the program. Because he upholds those principles, he was also, many of you remember Doug Johnson, the original head football coach at Houston County High School. Because of the leadership principles that Chavis lives by daily and instills in his fellow players, he was awarded the Doug Johnson Leadership Award for his contributions to our football program this past year. He's a member of our DECA organization. He's very active in his church community and with community service through his church. He currently has a 3.95 GPA for his high school career and plans to leave us upon graduation and go to trade school to become a real estate agent and serve his local community by being a real estate agent right here in the Houston County area. So that's Chavis Taylor Smith. Next with us, I have Miss Nikki Stachersky, our current Miss Houston County High School. Nikki currently has a 3.96 GPA and is ranked number 7th in the graduating class at HOCO this year. She is the president of all of these things I'm about to name: Student Council, Beta Club, National Art Honor Society, French Honor Society, and CAS. She's also a participant in National Honor Society, Partners Club, was a GHP participant in Communicative Arts, and is a Golden Eagle nominee in the area of English. Nikki plans to leave us this year upon graduation and become a member of the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. She's going to double major in business management and English with a minor in French to pursue a career in sports management and hockey. Now, she's not from the North. She's from Warner Robins, Georgia, but just developed a love for hockey many years ago watching it on TV and has decided that's what she wants to be a part of. She plans on getting involved in the athletic department and the hockey team at Notre Dame and diving full force head on. These two are very special to us at Houston County High School. Daily, they epitomize what it means to be a Bear and expect excellence of themselves and everybody around them. Speaking of excellence, our current Teacher of the Year, Mr. Brett Taylor, An alumni of Houston County High School, class of 2012, has been at Houston County High for 8 years, where he is our drama teacher, so that means he is over one-act plays, spring musicals, does great productions many of you have seen. He's accrued 5 region titles in his term there in 8 years and 3 state one-act championships. We only had 1 region championship in one act before his tenure at Houston County High, and that was in the 90s. That's a year that starts with 19, not 20. And we had no state titles in program history prior to Mr. Taylor showing up, so making a huge impact. But awards and titles are great. Years are great. He's got a superpower, and we call it the Brett Taylor effect. He probably doesn't even know we talk about him, but it's the Brett Taylor effect. And what he does is he takes students that other teachers don't spend a lot of time with. They're quiet and in their shell and clammed up as 9th graders, and he gives those students a place where they can blossom and become themselves and show their creativity. I see 9th graders come in scared to death, and they have their drama class, and by the end of the first couple of months, they're boisterous walking down the hallway because they've developed into the person that they're going to continue to develop into because of Mr. Taylor. Quick story, and then I'll be done, about my own daughter. My daughter is a principal's kid. She travels around. She gets dragged to all these events all the time. State one-act play this past year, she got drugged to Cambridge High School. We were sitting there waiting on awards. If any of you know about one act, the last production is done, and then like an hour and a half later, they finally get to awards. So we're sitting there, and they're playing music, and my daughter is just observing, and she's a really quiet kid. She's an 8th grader at Fagan Mill. She'll be with me next year, scary enough. But she looked up about halfway through the jumping and dancing around and said, "Dad, I think I might have found my people." And that's the Brett Taylor effect. He lets students be who they want to be, and they form a group of, quote unquote, their people, and they accept everybody, and he changes their lives. So this is our current Teacher of the Year, and a proud Bear alumni, and we're proud to have him every day, Mr. Brett Taylor.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. And I've known Mr. Taylor since he was not higher than this. And he's a special young man and a special family. Next, we're going to go to Huntington Middle School, and their principal is Dr. Marlon Robinson.
I too want to echo what the other 2 principals said about our board. We have an awesome board here, and we want to thank you for all of the contributions and things that you do to make sure that our schools excel and are great. We appreciate you. I have some special guests here with me today. This is Miss Zoe Carson, and I got to take my glasses off because I didn't get bifocals the last time I went to the doctor. So I can't see you guys now, but I can read this. This is Miss Zoe Carson. Zoe is an 8th grader at Huntington Middle School. She is our reigning Miss Huntington. Zoe is an excellent student who has maintained AB honor roll ever since the 6th grade. She serves as our ambassador for our Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the Girls Empowerment Movement, and Partners Club. Zoe is also a member of the HMS cheerleading competition and game squad teams. She is on the girls basketball team, soccer team, track teams, and received the Most Valuable Player Hawk Award for the basketball and cheer. In her free time, Zoe loves playing flag football, baking, and crocheting. She recently crocheted a blanket and a hat, and it will be entered into the art display at the Galleria next week. This is Zoe Carson. The next one is Mr. Cendrion. I always have to say this, when I read it on the card, it looks different. Cendrion Mizell, okay? Cendrion is an 8th grader as well here at Huntington Middle School. He is the reigning Mr. Hawk. We call him the king. Not only is Cendrion an excellent student who has maintained AB honor roll since the 6th grade, he is an extremely active member in Huntington Middle School family. Cendrion is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Sources of Strength, Quiz Bowl, and our Partners Club. He is the quarterback of our football team and a member of our soccer and track team as well. In 2023-2024, Cendrion was the winner of the Young Georgia Authors Award. In his free time, Cendrion loves motivational speaking, And he starts every day, every morning, by listening to a motivational speech. Good job. Cindriana. And last but not least, I would like to introduce Huntington's Teacher of the Year, Dr. Lane Woodward. Dr. Woodward is a 7th grade special education teacher at Huntington Middle School and has been at Huntington for the past 2 years. She is a special education department chairperson and a member of our Committed Hawks leadership team. Dr. Woodward is the definition of the term team player. She is always the first person to volunteer to help, no matter what the need may be. She has conducted school-level professional learning for our faculty and our staff. She's been the scorekeeper for the basketball games. She's covered classes whenever needed. Dr. Woodward firmly believes in the growth mindset where every student can learn and succeed. She does not allow her students' diverse abilities to hinder their aspirations for achievement, and she has maintained high learning expectations for all students that she teaches. Dr. Woodward.
Thank you, Dr. Robertson. Next, we have Quail Run Elementary School and their principal, Dr. Amanda Milliner, and always with that sweet, beautiful smile.
Well, thank you for that. I do want to tell y'all, we really do appreciate you. It was a pleasure to come up with gift ideas, and we wanted to make sure that we tried to show just a fraction of what y'all do for us. We know it's hard work making these big decisions, but y'all love us, y'all encourage us, and we definitely feel that at Quail. I have 2 exceptional students with me, and of course, a phenomenal teacher. I'm going to start with Mr. Tice Ditzel. Tice is a 5th grader with us. He is part of our Gifted and Talented program. He's been with us since kindergarten, and he's a member of the Partners Club, 4-H. He's been in chorus. He's an all-A student. You probably recognize him because he is the captain of our academic bowl team. And his leadership is a huge reason why we were able to win the county championship. And let me tell you, that competition is intense, right? I was about to throw up because I was so nervous. And he's sitting there and he has his team and he is just like, okay, you got it? All right, you got it? Let's go. His leadership is something you don't often find in elementary students, but it's going to do exactly what he needs to do. I asked him when he grows up, what does he want to be? And of course, he says an astrophysicist, because all of us want to be an astrophysicist when we grow up. And I said, what do they do, right? I mean, I'm a teacher, so what do they do? And he was telling me all about space. And I said, do you want to go to space? He said, oh, no. I just want to learn about it and learn about the things in space. And I can tell you right now, he is going to not only do that, but he's going to change the world with his leadership, his qualities, and he is a good person. So we are just a pleasure to be able to have Mr. Tice Ditzel. All right, next, I have Leah Durden. She's been with me since pre-K. We've been at Quail since pre-K. She's a 5th grader with us, honor roll student. This is what's great about Leah. So we have a program where if students do not want their lunch, they can put it on a share table and share it for students that may want extra. Well, Leah noticed that the teacher was trying to organize it all. And so she came to me and she said, could I be a helper and could I help that teacher organize it? I was like, what? Say less. So she is a 5th grade helper because she saw a need and advocated for us to be able to help it. And so now she has trained these students how to organize their food. So when they do want extras, they can come and get it. That's the kind of person Leah is. She also recently, in our talent show, did a whole number with a group from Matilda, and they won 1st place in our talent show. She is a dancer. She is a singer. She is a performer. But she said when she grows up, she wants to be a teacher, so she might be hitting you up with some drama questions. But she's honest, she is kind, she is talented, and she's a very well-rounded student. She is going to be a phenomenal teacher here in Houston County at Quail Run Elementary. But she is going to be doing great things, and we are just so pleased to be able to have someone like her be able to represent our school today. This is Leah Durden. And then I also have, of course, Miss Angela Andrews. Miss Andrews, she is our Teacher of the Year. She is a teacher in our severe and profound special needs classroom. And let me just tell you, you know the impact of a teacher by what their parents say. And her parents love her, and they love the community she has created. A lot of our students are nonverbal, but you wouldn't know that when you walk in. You would think they're just talking right back to her. She has a true gift in this work. It's kind of bittersweet because she is retiring this year. I know. We'll still call her when we need things, but she is phenomenal. And she's also our Partners Club sponsor. And so the thing that she's done beyond her classroom is she has helped students like Tice join this program where we have full inclusivity. We celebrate each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we celebrate our specialities and what makes us special, and that's where her leadership does that. So our students come, they're able to learn about our sharks, they're able to learn about our students, and so at Quail, because of part of her leadership, everyone loves everyone, and we support one another, and they come in her class, and they help with their students because of the kind of person that she is and what she's done for our school. So her teaching, her person, her heart, is going to be greatly missed at Quail, but I've already told her, come on back. Don't feel like because you're retired you can't come back. But she is a phenomenal person, and we are going to truly miss her. This is Miss Angie Andrews.
Thank you, Dr. Milliner. And finally, we have the Wynn Academy and their principal, Dr. Kay Ison Benjamin.
Good afternoon, and I just want to reiterate, we thank you for all that you do, and thank you for the opportunity to come here today to let you know what we have at the Wynn, and I've brought people that represent the best we have. I'll start with Miss Kashaya Ray. Yes, okay. Kashaya has been with me for 3 years. And she has done a phenomenal job. She started at the beginning of this school year, and she came and said, Dr. B, I'm leaving here. And she has done that. If there's an incentive to be gotten, she's gotten it. If there's a reward to have be gotten, she has. Dr. Lindemann talks about how she started her credit recovery journey. And it takes, after you finish your class, it takes a minute to do the paperwork. Because of that, she would go to Dr. Lindemann and say, I finished one class, I need another one. And she just kept doing that until finally Dr. Lindemann said, there are no more classes to take. She completed 13 credit recovery classes. She will be entering Northside High School this fall as a senior. And we are very very, very proud of that, and I'm just happy that she's so proud of herself and the change that's come over her. I'm just proud to be here today to represent her. Next, Mr. Jacob Flowers. At the beginning of the school year, he said to us, I'm going to be Student of the Month, and he meant that. Whatever incentive, which we have small incremental incentives, if it was dressed down, he became that. If it was phone, he received that. Mentoring other students, speaking life and positivity, and just being a role model, he became that. And he did become our February Student of the Month. Right. And I'm just so proud of him, and he was so very proud of himself, Jacob Flowers. Oh, and he is a senior, and he will be entering Veterans High School. Well, no, he will be graduating from Veterans High School. Forgive me, yes. Next, I have with me our Teacher of the Year, Miss Courtney Hickey. She runs our FCA program, and throughout the course of this school year, she's brought in some phenomenal speakers to just speak life and courage into our students. She's a quiet force. You walk into her PE classroom, and she's the PE teacher for middle school, and it's always organized. The kids are always active, and they love her. She has a kind heart, and she has just come to the Wynn within the last 2 years and changed so many things for us. So I appreciate Ms. Courtney Hickey. I appreciate Mr. Jacob Flowers, Kashaya Ray, and I am proud of them and how they represent Wynn Academy. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ison Benjamin. Thank you to all of our guests and the inspiration that you give to each of us hearing your stories and your accomplishments. I would just encourage each of you to continue to excel and instill pride in yourself and those around you, because you certainly have instilled pride in us today. So thank you for everything you do. And one more round of applause for all of you. Okay, now at this time I will turn it over to Dr. Scott, who will recognize our other visitors. I'm going to join you today.
Each year, our business office staff works hard to prepare for a successful audit. At this time, I'd like to invite their team to join us up front along with Ms. Hope Pendergrass with Malding and Jenkins, who will make a special presentation. Y'all probably gonna have to make 2 rows.
Good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak before the board and the superintendent. Your business office does an excellent job. I think you all already know that. And I'm here today to talk about the 6/30/24 audit. You all received a clean audit opinion, which is what you want, meaning that your financial statements were materially correct. In addition to our opinion that we provide on the financial statements, we also provided an opinion on your federal expenditures. So you all had expenditures of about $59 million last year. We don't look at every program. We looked at the school nutrition program. We also found everything to be in order with that program. So I just want to congratulate the business office and Michelle and all of her team on a great job last year on the audit. We also do an audit in regard to your SPOS expenditures. We look at the expenditures in compliance with the resolution. We also look at your policies and procedures that you have in place to ensure that your capital projects are renovated or built in accordance with applicable standards, and we found all of that to be in order as well. So I just want to, again, congratulate the board, management, Michelle, and her team on being great stewards of your money.
Congratulations. DECA is a program that prepares our students for careers in marketing, finance, hospitality, and management. We had 2 schools with students who placed first at the state competition. We will begin by recognizing the students from Northside High School. Northside High School, DECA. Is your principal here, your teacher? Teacher? Normally the principal comes out with it.
All right, so this is Mikey Osborne, James Osborne. He got first place in our retail merchandising event at the state level for DECA competition. And he'll be moving on to compete at the national level in Orlando, Florida at the end of April. All right. And then this is Darshan Patel, and he got first place in the testing event for, which one, buying and merchandising? Buying and merchandising. So his competition is completed. He's the number 1. All right.
Next, we have Veterans High School.
Good afternoon. All right, so we have Caden Scott and Hayden Hardegree. They actually placed first in the team decision-making event at state this year, and I'm so proud of them. They did a great job. They studied hard, and they got first place and will be advancing to nationals as well.
Our music and fine arts programs in Houston County are like none other. Today, I'm honored to recognize the students who were selected for All-State Band. We had students from 6 schools represented. Today, we have our 3 high schools in attendance, and next month, we will honor our middle school participants. We will begin with Houston County High School.
Good afternoon. My name is Jay Davis. I'm Director of Bands at Houston County High School. Just want to thank the board and Dr. Scott for having us here today and recognizing these outstanding students. Houston County Band has had a great year so far. Our marching band this fall won 2 grand championships of the 3 contests we competed in. And our Hoko Wind Symphony performed invitational performance at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, being one of only 4 bands selected from the entire Southeast. And then we performed again in February at Troy University for the Southeastern United States Honor Band Clinic, one of only 2 bands selected in the whole Southeast. So we are very proud of the work our kids are doing. The students up here today represent the absolute finest musicians in the state. There are well over 3,500 students annually that audition for All-State Band. For each grade level, they only take roughly 150 students per band, and there's 2 9th and 10th grade bands and 2 11th and 12th grade bands. So we are in very elite company as far as that's concerned. I'd like to take a moment just to recognize them and introduce them. Starting near Dr. Jones is Austin Matthey, who is a senior trombone player. Drew Bragg is a junior alto sax and tenor sax player. Caden Breitenbecker is a senior and plays the baritone sax. Caleb No is a junior trumpet player. Randall Lopez is a sophomore tenor sax player. Lyric Jackson is a freshman tenor sax player. Next to him is Roman Smith, who is a junior clarinet player. And then we have Julia Said, who is a freshman horn player. And finally, Miss Emma Varelli, who is a sophomore trumpet player. So we're very proud of you guys, and just keep up the good work. Randall's right here. Lyric's next to now. Austin's on the end of the strings. Caden's in the front. Roman's behind. And Mason is an alternate. He's not here today. Thank you again.
Thank you. Next, we have Perry High School.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Rob Ingram. I'm the director of bands at Perry High School. This year, we were very fortunate to have 3 students of ours of the Panther Regiment that were selected for the All-State Band, and you heard all the things Mr. Davis just said about how competitive this event is. This is truly the most or the highest honor that you can achieve at the student level as an individual in the state of Georgia when it comes to band. We had 3 students make it. First, we have a freshman, Miss Emma Johnson. This is her second time making it. She made it in middle school as well. Miss Vivian Joyner was 3rd chair as a percussionist. And then, Caleb, this is year 5? Yeah. And 1st chair for how many times? 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. And yeah, Mr. Caleb Pope. It's truly an honor and a privilege to get to teach students like this and have the opportunity to recognize them for all their hard work and all they do for our program and the influence they have on the other students around you. So thank you.
And Veterans High School.
Hello, everybody, and thank you again to the board for letting us be here today and be able to have this recognition be here with this meeting. It means a lot for us to be able to come out and celebrate these students at events like this. We had 4 students selected to the All-State Band from veterans this year, which shows a steady increase in the last 2-3 years. We've been adding 1 kid to the mix every single time, so hopefully we'll be able to continue that going on in years to come. I'll take a minute to introduce these students as well. To my right, this is Mr. Camden Smith. He's a baritone player in the 11th grade. Then we have Elizabeth Tomberlin, who plays French horn, is in the 10th grade. Olivia Dawson, flute player, 11th grade. And our outgoing band captain, Sierra Hoffman, who is a senior clarinet player. And they've all put in an immense amount of work to get there. You've heard the other 2 directors talk about how difficult it is to make the All-State Band in the first place. The deck is really stacked against them from the very beginning, just in terms of how many people are auditioning. So it's really fabulous that we're able to have 4 students, and 4 students who are such high-level musicians, such high-level people, are involved in a large number of other extracurricular activities as well to be able to receive this honor. So thank you very much for letting us be here today and honoring these students.
Our wrestling season recently ended, and today we would like to recognize 2 students who won first place at the state championship. Would Houston County High School come forward to introduce us to your state winner?
Good afternoon, y'all. I'd like to introduce y'all to Miss Michaela Williams. She is a junior at Houston County High School, and she won this year's state championship at 110 pounds. She became the first wrestler in school history to win the state championship for us, and she is also the first female wrestler in county history to win a state championship. She compiled a record this year. She compiled the record this year of 57-1. Wow. Fun fact is also in the state finals, she avenged her only loss to the girl she lost to early in the season and beat her for the state championship. So congratulations, Michaela. We're all proud of you.
Next, would Perry High School join us with their student?
My name's Evan Jones, and this is Matthew Coleman. He is the 113-pound state champion for us. What's interesting about him is he's probably one of the most humblest kids I think I've ever known. He didn't want me to share this, but his actual record for last year and this year is 96-8, and this year he was 50-2. Wow. Yeah, 50-2 is amazing. The only match, I guess the close match that he had was the two that he lost. In the state finals, he actually mercy ruled the kid. Ended up being in the second period, which is, is a tech fall. But I think going into that match, I think we were more nervous than he was. He was very calm and collective. I remember sitting on the side, and Dr. Billings and Mr. Martin were just blowing my phone up, and I was sitting there. I'm not supposed to have the phone, and I'll look at it and like, is he ready? And he's ready. And eventually he put his hand on my shoulder and was like, Coach, it's fine. Calm down. Like, it's going to be good. It's going to be okay. He is a sophomore, and he'll have 2 more years with us, and so we expect to be back here for the next 2 years. Matthew Coleman.
The Houston County School District has been a longtime supporter of the United Way of Central Georgia. We understand that our students can't focus on learning if their basic needs aren't met. The United Way supports local families by distributing funds to their program partners and special initiatives. At this time, I'd like our guests from United Way Central Georgia to join me up front for a special check presentation. This money was raised with the help of personal donations from our generous staff and fundraisers held by students across the district. On behalf of the Houston County School District, it is my honor to present this check to the United Way of Central Georgia in the amount of $198,622.10.
Dr. Scott, on behalf of United Way and all the folks that this will help, we want to thank you. And I just got to say, just sitting back here at United Way, we get to go, obviously, to a lot of school board meetings and things like this. And the energy and the enthusiasm in this room is unlike any other school system. It's no wonder that you're the #1 school system for United Way and our second largest campaign. So some of the administrators and the teachers and principals that participate, really from the bottom of our heart, we want to thank y'all. But and the school board, not only do you have a great superintendent, but you're getting ready to get another great one. So we thank y'all as well, and we appreciate the partnership. Thank you.
Okay, now moving right along, we will need to go into the business part of our meeting, and the first item that we will need to take care of is to adopt our agenda. Dr. Unruh?
Madam Chair, I move to adopt the agenda as published.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as published. Any questions or comments regarding the agenda? There being none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, unanimous, 7-0. The next item would be to approve our minutes. Dr. Unruh?
Yes, I move to approve the minutes from our previous meeting.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve our minutes from our previous meeting. Any questions or comments, corrections? And there being none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion approved, 7-0. Okay, now we will go to our board member comments, and Mr. Nichols.
Dr. Nichols?
Dr. Nichols, yeah. Mr. Nichols will have our comments for the board today.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Let me say this. Clyde was sitting here and whispering to me. It is Women's Month, and I want to say, young lady, you the state champion. Way to go for you women. Great job. I want to take a walk. Will you go with me? As we look this month at the retirements and transfers in our school district, it was shocking to me at the total on Dr. Brown's list. You ask, why am I speaking about retirements? Walk a little farther with me. Yesterday morning, I met my wife at our tax appointment, and as we finished and were walking out, there stood Mr. David Carpenter. What a great friend and leader to me. We spent a few minutes outside talking and reminiscing. He told the story of coming back home from Georgia Southern and how he ended up starting and spending his 35 years in the Houston County School District. Then, in our work session last night, while looking at the number that will be leaving us this year, I thought, do they really know how much we appreciate them and how much we will miss their smile, their hugs, their advice, their discipline, and their willingness to serve us? Y'all bear with me. I go back. Mr. Eddie O. Bacon, principal at Thomas Elementary School. Miss Alexander, librarian, Thomas Elementary School. Miss Rickenbach, my third grade teacher. Miss Sarah Bob Arthur, first focus class teacher at Thomas. Mr. Alton Mattock, teacher at Tabor Junior. Mr. Bobby D. Way, principal at Tabor. Mr. Harold Chapman, chorus teacher and later superintendent of Houston County Schools. Miss Lynn Campbell, English teacher at Northside High. Miss Brenda Littlefield, English teacher at Northside High. Miss Jane Adams, math teacher at Northside High. Mr. Dr. Rick Unruh, chorus teacher at Northside High. Mr. Matt Arthur and Mr. Ed Dyson, principals at Northside High, and Coach Conrad Nix, coach at Northside High. There's no way I can express my gratitude for you and all that you did for me in all my years, during school and afterward, and still today. The magnitude of your lives on me can never be put into words. Then I take a look around. I see Mark Ivory, my friend, who had a big impact on my son Corey's life, math teacher, head coach, A.D. Thompson, and many others, Clyde Jackson, coach and teacher at Northside Middle and Bon Air Middle. And there are many others that will retire this year. Angie Andrews, teacher at Quail Run. One in particular is Dr. Mark Scott, past teacher, principal, executive board, and superintendent of Houston County School District. If you take a minute to digest the years of experience, the hours of long work in the classroom and out of the classroom, the student lives poured into and helped to change. Not only that, but the difference they made in their fellow employees' lives, parents' lives, grandparents' lives, and community, and even many of you sitting in this very room. We should be so very grateful for their impact. My friends and fellow Houston Countyans, may we always take time to remember our teachers and never miss a chance to say thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols, for your heartfelt comments. Does anyone else have anything they would like to share before we move on? I will just say, it is not my birthday. It's not Christmas. All this is appreciation. This is Board Appreciation Week. And this is so overwhelming for us every year. And we truly appreciate it. But we don't do this job for any accolades or anything like that. But thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts for everything that you have showered upon us today and throughout the year. So thank you. We'll move on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols, and for reminding us of so many people that we owe gratitude to. And I want to start my comments today by just sharing with everyone that we held our teacher recruitment fair on February the 22nd at Veterans High School with over 430 applicants in attendance, and that was great news because of all those people that are retiring. And so that anyone interested in teaching in Houston County can visit our website at www.hcbe.net /Teach Houston to learn more about our district and view our open positions. The Perry Area Chamber of Commerce and Robbins Regional Chamber of Commerce hosted the Star Student and Teacher Ceremony last month, and the program recognizes the students with the highest SAT score at each of our high schools. The students select their star teacher for the contributions they made to their academic success. Today, I'd like to congratulate this year's list of star students and teachers from Houston County High School, Roxanna Malcoach and teacher Donna Purvis, also from Houston County High School, Youngjung Park and teacher Deborah Jaimes, from Northside High School, Sarah Ellis and teacher Henry Jones, from Perry High School, Cecilia O'Neill and teacher Dr. Lindsay Gentry, from Veterans High School, Rebecca Winters and teacher Matthew Boone, from Warner Robins High School, Robert Sawyers and teacher Louis Laskowski. And for the first time that I can remember, there was a three-way tie, and Roxanda Malcoach, Youngjohn Park, and Rebecca Winters were named as the County Star Students. Congratulations to those students and their teachers. The Georgia Department of Education recently announced the 2025 Advanced Placement Honor Schools. All 5 of our high schools were named AP STEM schools. Houston County High, Northside High, Perry High, and Veterans High were named AP STEM Achievement Schools. Northside High and Warner Robins High were named AP Access and Support Schools. Warner Robins High School was named AP Humanities and AP Humanities Achievement School. And Houston County High and Veterans High were named AP Schools of Distinctions. Also want to offer congratulations to Houston County High and Perry High for being named literary champions in their respective regions. We also want to congratulate the boys basketball team from Warner Robins High School for winning the 1-4A region championship. And also recently our middle school teams played the countywide basketball championship, and congratulations to the following teams. The 7th grade girls, Bonaire Middle School, won their championship. 7th grade boys, Huntington Middle School. 8th grade girls, Perry Middle School. And 8th grade boys, Fagan Mill Middle School. Special dates coming up. We have special celebrations this month. March is Social Workers Month, and last week was National School Social Worker Week. Many of our social workers are in the audience today, so if you are a social worker and you're here, will you please stand? Any social workers? Thank you for the dedication to our students and their families. Also in March, we celebrate Exceptional Children's Month, Gifted Education Month, Music in Our Schools Month, and Youth Art Month. Our district is proud of the phenomenal staff who work in each of these areas, and they are critical to our students' success. March 28th is a student holiday, and Site Collaboration Day before we begin spring break on March the 31st through April the 4th. I hope that everyone enjoys the break and takes time for some rest and relaxation. Also, before I close, I want to wish an early happy birthday to Dr. Rick Unruh, who will celebrate his birthday on March the 23rd. So happy early birthday to Dr. Unruh. And then finally, this week we celebrate Georgia School Board Appreciation Week, and I want to just take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to each of our board members for your service and dedication and leadership to this board, to this community, and just really the commitment that you have to our students and staff, and always making decisions that are right for our students, and no matter how difficult they are, always keeping in mind and putting the students first. So on behalf of our entire school district and our community, thank you for what you do. With that, I'll turn the meeting back over to you, Madam Chair.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Scott. Okay, so now it is time for the intermission for our students to return to their schools. So safe travels as you return to your home schools. Okay, let us go ahead and return to our business. Department reports. Are there any additional questions or comments regarding the department reports that were presented over the weekend to us? Okay, there being none, we will move on to our new business. Okay, the first item of business under our new business is item A, the superintendent contract, Mr. Nichols.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I make a motion to approve the 3-year contract for Dr. Richard Rogers from June 1st, 2025 to May 31st, 2028 as written.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the superintendent's contract, 3-year contract for Dr. Richard Rogers, beginning June 1st of 2025 and ending May 31st of 2028. Any additional comments? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion approved unanimously, 7-0. Congratulations. All right. Next, we will go to our financial reports. Ms. Johnson.
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to make a motion to approve the January 2025 financials as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the financial reports. Let me get to my place. The January 2025 financial reports as presented. Are there any additional questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor then, please raise your hand. Okay, motion approved, 7-0. All right, we'll move on to the purchasing report, Mr. Crockett.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the March 2025 purchasing report with a financial impact of $2,920,807.50 coming from the general fund and E-rate funds.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the March 2025 purchasing report with a total cost of $2,920,807.50. Any additional questions, comments? If not, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion approved, 7-0. Okay, next we will go to item D, Mr. Ivory.
Yes, Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve as presented the request that the board declare the following 10 buses as surplus. The buses are being taken out because of age and time of service. And these buses will be sold through govdeals.com.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the request that 10 buses be approved as surplus because of age and condition and mileage, et cetera. Any questions or comments? If not, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion approved, 7-0. All right, next we will go to the personnel reports for this month, and that is Mr. Crockett.
Madam Chair, I move we approve the personnel reports as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the March 2025 personnel reports. Any questions, comments? There being none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion approved, 7-0. Now we have 8 additional personnel items, okay? We will go to item number 1, and that's Mr. Nichols.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I make a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation of Dr. Christina Cummings for the position of principal of Northside Elementary.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the superintendent's recommendation of Dr. Christina Cummings for the position of the principal of Northside Elementary. Any questions, comments? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion approved, 7-0. Okay, number 2, Ms. Johnson.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation for Mrs. Jessica Augsburger for the position of Assistant Principal of Instruction at Quail Run Elementary.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the superintendent's recommendation for Mrs. Jessica Augsburger for the position of API at Quail Run Elementary. Any questions, comments? Okay, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion approved, 7-0. Okay, number 3, Mr. Ivory.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the superintendent's recommendation for Mr. Jeffrey Whitaker for the position of Assistant Principal for Discipline, which will be split between Tucker and Morningside Elementary Schools.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the superintendent's recommendation of Mr. Jeffrey Whitaker for the position of APD split between Tucker and Morningside Elementary. Any questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion approved, 7-0. All right, we'll move to number 4, Mr. Crockett.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the superintendent's recommendation, Dr. Jonathan Rogers, for the position of Assistant Principal for Discipline and Athletic Director at Perry High School.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the superintendent's recommendation for Dr. Jonathan Rogers for the position of AP for Discipline and Athletic Director at Perry High School. Any questions or comments? Okay, there being none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion approved 7-0. All right, number 5, Ms. Johnson.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation for Mrs. Greer Wright for the position of Assistant Principal for Discipline at Houston County High School.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the superintendent's recommendation for Ms. Greer Wright for the position of APD at Houston County High School. Any questions, comments? Okay, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion approved 7-0. All right, we'll move to number 6, Mr. Ivory.
Yes, Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the superintendent's recommendation for Ms. Shana Brown for the position of Assistant Principal for Discipline, CTAE Supervisor at Houston County High School.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the superintendent's recommendation for Ms. Shana Brown for the position of APD and CTAE Supervisor at HOCO. Any questions, comments? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion approved 7-0. Okay, number 7, Mr. Nichols.
Yes, Madam Chair. I make a motion that we approve the recommendation for the termination of Jaleesa Eagles' employment as bus monitor due to job abandonment.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the superintendent's recommendation for the termination of Jaleesa Eagles' employment as a bus monitor. Are there any questions, comments? All those in favor, please raise your hand. 7-0. And the last item under special personnel items, Mr. Crockett.
Madam Chair, I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation for the termination of Marcel Hughley's employment as a paraprofessional due to job abandonment.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the superintendent's recommendation for the termination of Marcel Hughley's employment as a parapro due to job abandonment. Any questions, comments? All those in favor, please raise your hand. All right, motion approved. Are you good? That's okay. 7-0.
I got distracted.
That's okay, I stay that way. Okay. All right, now let's move on. We finished all the personnel. Let's go to item F, and that is Mr. Ivory. You were ready for the next one, weren't
No,
you?
that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
Okay.
But I'm ready.
Okay.
Yes, Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve, as presented, the request for 3 full-time elementary assistant principals for discipline positions.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the recommendation for 3 full-time elementary assistant principals for discipline positions. So, any questions or comments? I think this is probably a need that's been expressed, so I think this will be well received. So, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, a motion approved 7-0. All right, now we'll go to item G, Ms. Johnson.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement with the City of Warner Robins, allowing them the use of our property for the annual Independence Day celebration, the McConnell-Talbert parking lot.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the agreement for the Independence Day celebration, which is an intergovernmental agreement, something that we do every year, for the use of our school parking lot or stadium parking lot. Any questions or comments? Okay, if not, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion approved, 7-0. All right, item H. Okay, and that looks like it is Mr. Nichols.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I make a motion that we approve the contract between Design Professional Altman and Barrett Architects for the Perry High School Auditorium Roof Capital Outlay Project. This will have a 5.5% final project cost, construction cost.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve amendment number 7, which is between Altman and Barrett Architects for the capital outlay of the Perry High School auditorium roof, which is leaking, so we need to repair it. Are there any questions or comments? If not, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion approved 7-0. All right, next item, Mr. Jackson, item I.
Yes, Madam Chair, I would like to make a motion to approve, as presented, revisions agreement with ICB Construction Group for McConnell-Talbot Stadium improvements.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the revision to the agreement with ICB Construction Group for the McConnell-Talbot Stadium improvements. Any questions or comments? Okay. There being none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion approved 7-0. All right, and then Dr. Unruh, item J.
Yes, I move to approve the certificate of completion for capital outlay project of the roof replacement at Northside High School.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the certificate of completion for the capital outlay project at Northside High School for the roof replacement. Any questions or comments? All right, there being none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion approved 7-0. Okay, I don't believe we have anyone who wishes to address the board. Any items for executive session today? Okay, then we will need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, 7-0, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.